So people online have been buzzing nonstop because the whole Maurice Sam and Pearl Watts situation just took another interesting turn, and fans are seriously reacting like they just witnessed the beginning of a Nollywood love story turning into something even bigger. Because according to the gist making rounds on social media, Maurice Sam reportedly made a promise to Pearl Watts that shocked many people around them. And that promise was nothing small at all because it was about marriage. Yes, actual marriage. And the moment this story started spreading, fans immediately began connecting different moments they had already noticed between the two of them. From the way Maurice always seems comfortable around Pearl, to the playful teasing in videos and behind-the-scenes clips that fans have been analyzing like detectives. And according to the gist, Maurice at one point made it clear to Pearl that he was not just enjoying friendship or movie chemistry with her, but that he could actually see a future where the two of them end up as husband and wife. And you already know how Nollywood fans are when they hear something like this, because immediately the comments sections started exploding with reactions. Some people screaming, "We knew it," while others were saying this is the kind of love story they have been waiting to see happen in real life. And the shocking part of the whole story is that the gist did not just stop at promises or sweet talk, because according to people close to the situation, Maurice allegedly went a step further by preparing for something symbolic that really made Pearl emotional. And that was the moment he reportedly presented wedding attire meant for their traditional marriage ceremony. And if you know anything about Nigerian culture, you already understand how serious that step is, because traditional wedding outfits are not just random clothing. They represent a serious commitment and family recognition. So when fans heard that Maurice had already gotten something like that ready, people started saying this might be more than just celebrity gossip. And the story goes that Pearl was completely surprised when Maurice showed her the outfit because she initially thought he was joking the way he usually jokes around during movie shoots and interviews. But when she realized he was serious, the atmosphere reportedly changed, and the whole thing suddenly became a very emotional moment between them. And insiders say Maurice made it clear that the traditional wedding would be the first step, because that is the cultural foundation before any white wedding could happen. And he allegedly told Pearl that the white wedding would come later when everything is properly arranged, and both families are ready for the bigger celebration. And that part of the story is exactly what made fans start imagining the entire wedding scenario already, because once the words traditional wedding and white wedding appeared in the same sentence, the internet basically started planning the ceremony in their heads. People already talking about who would be the bridesmaids, who would attend, what kind of luxury event it would be. And some fans even started comparing them to famous celebrity couples that went from movie chemistry to real marriage. And what made the gist even more interesting is the fact that Maurice and Pearl have worked together in ways that always made their connection look natural on screen. So a lot of fans said if this marriage promise is real, then it actually makes sense because the chemistry people see in their acting could easily translate into real-life feelings. And supporters of the pair began posting clips from past videos showing moments where Maurice looked at Pearl in a way that now seems deeper than just acting. And others pointed out how Pearl often smiles in a particular way whenever Maurice is around her, making people believe there might have been something developing between them for a long time before this promise ever became public gist. And of course, once the wedding gown detail entered the conversation, things became even more dramatic, because according to the circulating story, Maurice did not just talk about marriage, but actually got a wedding gown ready ahead of time, which many people interpreted as a bold romantic gesture. And fans began debating whether the gown was meant as a symbolic promise or a real preparation for a future ceremony. And Pearl reportedly reacted with a mix of excitement and disbelief, because even though she and Maurice have shared many fun moments together, she did not expect him to make such a big declaration in that way. And people who claim to know about the moment said she laughed at first, thinking it was one of his usual playful moves, before realizing he was serious about the whole thing. And the emotional reaction that followed became another talking point online, because fans love seeing celebrities caught in genuine moments rather than perfectly scripted appearances. And while neither of them has officially confirmed every single detail of the rumor, the story itself has already taken a life of its own on social media, with fans creating edits, wedding mock-ups, and even imagined invitation designs, as if the ceremony date has already been announced. And supporters of Pearl keep saying she deserves a man who will publicly show commitment like that, while supporters of Maurice say his confidence in making such a promise proves he is serious about the future. And of course, there are also skeptics who think the whole situation might just be a playful moment blown up by fans and bloggers. But even those skeptics admit that the idea of Maurice and Pearl eventually becoming a real couple is something that would break the internet if it ever happens. And right now, the biggest part of the gist that keeps circulating is that the traditional wedding outfit has already been prepared, while the white wedding is something Maurice supposedly says will come later. Which means, in the eyes of fans, the story is basically halfway to becoming reality. And people are now watching every appearance the two of them make together, trying to catch new clues about whether this promise was just a romantic moment or the beginning of something that could actually lead to a real Nollywood celebrity wedding in the future. And until either Maurice or Pearl decides to speak openly about it, the speculation will definitely continue, because fans love a good love story, especially when it involves two actors whose on-screen chemistry already made people believe they could be perfect together in real life.